Morning light spilled across the worn living room floor as Elias Carter blinked awake on his couch. His back ached from another night of pretending the sofa was a bed. Something moved in the kitchen. He sat up, then froze. A woman stood by the counter, hair tousled, dressed in his navy work shirt, sleeves rolled past her elbows as she calmly poured herself coffee. She glanced over her shoulder. "You don't remember much from last night, do you?" she said with a faint smile. Elias stammered, "Who are?" She set the mug down slowly. "The woman whose car you pulled from a burning wreck, and the woman whose corporation owns this property you rent." His heartbeat stumbled. From the hallway, his 8-year-old daughter Mila giggled. The stranger's eyes followed the sound, dark, sharp, holding something unspoken. "We should talk," she said quietly. Elias Carter, 37, once an aerospace technician, now patched together a living doing repair jobs, burst pipes, flickering wiring, whatever kept the lights on and his daughter fed. Mila had his warm brown skin, quick grin, and fearless curiosity. She was everything. Life wasn't easy, but he always told her, "We might bend, Mila, but we don't break." And she understood. A storm had swallowed the city, rain slamming against the windshield as Elias drove home from an emergency repair call. Floodwaters lapped against his old van. Then he saw it, a luxury sedan mangled against a fallen tree, smoke curling from under the hood. He skidded to a stop, sprinted through the rain. Inside the car sat a woman in a charcoal suit, her face ghost pale, seatbelt pinning her in place. "Help, please," she whispered. Elias didn't think. He smashed the window, tore the belt loose, pulled her free just as sparks ignited behind them. The engine burst into flames, heat searing his face. The woman collapsed into his arms, trembling uncontrollably. I can't breathe." The nearest hospital was miles away, half the roads underwater. "My place is close," he said. "You'll freeze out here." She nodded weakly. At home, he laid her on his only bed, wrapped her in blankets, checked her breathing. Stable, but unconscious. He took the couch. Around midnight, little Mila wandered out, rubbing her eyes. "Daddy, who's that lady?" "She needed help, sweetheart. She'll be okay." Mila hugged him. "You always help people." Lightning flashed, illuminating the stranger's face, strong, resolute features even in sleep. Who was she? By dawn the storm had eased. Elias made coffee, checking on the woman quietly. Her expensive suit hung drying on a chair, her sleek purse and silver watch resting on the nightstand. Whoever she was, she lived in a world nothing like his. Movement behind him, he turned. And time stopped. She stood in the doorway wearing his shirt, hair loose, eyes sharp and assessing. "Morning," she said with a calm confidence that made him blush. You're wearing mice. You left me drenched clothes, I borrowed this." A teasing glint sparkled in her eyes. Mila ran in. "Who are you?" The woman knelt to meet her. "Someone your dad helped when nobody else was around." Elias stood rigid, unsure what to do with his hands or his sanity. "I can, call a cab," he offered stiffly. "No need," she replied. "My chauffeur's outside. He's been waiting since 6. Elias blinked. "You could have left hours ago." "I stayed because I wanted to thank you properly." She reached into her purse and placed a thick stack of money, maybe $2,000, on the table. "This covers the trouble." Elias stiffened. "What trouble?" "The bed, the clothes, last night." He pushed the cash back toward her. "I didn't do it for money." "Then call it compensation for laundry. That shirt probably needs dry cleaning." Something inside him snapped. "I said no." For the first time, her polished composure cracked. "Most people would take it." "I'm not most people." She studied him the way someone studies a blueprint, calculating, intrigued. "No," she murmured, "you definitely are." She pocketed the cash and headed for the door. "What's your name?" she asked. "Elias Carter." She repeated it slowly, like tucking it away. "I won't forget it." Then she was gone. Mila peeked from the hallway. "Daddy, is she your girlfriend?" "No, honey, she's complicated. She looked at you like you look at pizza." Elias burst out laughing. Later, while cooking dinner, the news played softly. Then he froze. Breaking: tech magnate Helena Royce, CEO of Royce Dynamics, narrowly survived a car crash last night. Helena Royce. The woman in his shirt, in his kitchen. The reporter continued. She refused to name her rescuer, but said this. The screen cut to Helena, surrounded by cameras. He was humble and refused compensation. Integrity like that is rare. Elias stood there stunned. Mila tugged his sleeve. "Daddy, that's her." "Yeah, it is." And he'd yelled at her, shoved money back in her face. "Figures." 3 days later, Elias was fixing a burst pipe in Mila's school when an expensive car rolled into the parking lot. The door opened. Helena Royce stepped out. White suit, sunglasses, absolute presence. Teachers stared, parents whispered. She walked straight toward him. "Mr. Carter," she said, "we need to talk. If this is about the money." "It's not," her voice was steel. "It's about the truth." She held up her phone, security footage of him carrying her from the burning vehicle. "You saved my life, and I walked away like a coward." "You already thanked me," he said. "That wasn't thanks, that was avoidance." Her gaze drifted past him to Mila playing in the sunlight. "She's your daughter. My whole universe." Something softened in Helena's expression. "Elias, I came to fix what I broke." She handed him a folder. He opened it and nearly dropped it. "Property papers. His house. I bought the building you rent yesterday," she said. "And as of this morning, the home you live in is yours. No mortgage, no rent. You can't just." "I can, and I am. I don't need saving." "Everyone needs saving eventually," she whispered, "even me." He saw it then, pain behind her armor. "What happened to you?" he asked softly. Helena hesitated, then answered. "I grew up in shelters, group homes. I built an empire, but I forgot what it meant to need someone. You reminded me." She handed him a second document. "I'm starting a fund for single parents. Financial aid, training, childcare. I want you to help lead it. You know this community." "The Carter Fund," he read, stunned. "If you'll let me use the name." He exhaled. "If I do this, we do it my way, no PR stunts." Helena extended her hand. "Agreed." He shook it. Her grip lingered. "And one more thing," she said, lips curling slightly. "I still have your shirt." A reporter snapped photos. "Are you two together?" Helena smirked. "Not yet, but he does have excellent taste in shirts." Elias groaned. "You're unbelievable. I prefer intentional." Paragraph 10, Image 13, Scholarship Celebration. 1 month later, at the grand opening of the Carter Fund, Helena introduced Elias on stage. "He's the reason this exists," she told the world, "and the reason I believe in integrity again." Elias spoke honestly, simply. "You don't need money to be rich. You need moments that remind you people still care." The crowd rose to their feet. Behind the curtains, Helena gifted him a pen engraved. "For the man who didn't sell his kindness." Their hands brushed, the tension was unmistakable. A small auto workshop opened in town. Carter Repairs, powered by the Royce Foundation. Helena walked in wearing his shirt again. "It still fits," she teased. "It looks better on you." Mila sprinted, in waving a letter. I got the STEM scholarship. Helena hugged her. I knew you would. When Mila ran off, Helena turned to Elias, nervous for the first time. I have something for you, she said, handing him a sealed envelope. Open it tomorrow, it's a question I'm terrified to ask. That night, he barely slept. At sunrise, he opened it. A handwritten message. Elias, you saved me in a storm, but you saved my heart afterwards. Not out of duty, out of kindness. That's the kind of love I want to build my life on. If you'll have me, will you marry me? Helena. Below it, a printed wedding invitation with both their names. Mila ran in. Daddy, why are you crying? Because something impossible just came true. Is Helena gonna be my mom? If you want her to be. Mila threw her arms around him. I want that more than anything. 6 months later, a small ceremony. Mila stood between them, beaming. I do, Elias said too early. Everyone laughed. Helena kissed him before the officiant finished. Nobody cared. At the reception, Elias handed her a tiny box. Inside, a key. The van from the night I rescued you, he said softly. I rebuilt it, it's yours. She held the key like a treasure. You kept it. Some things are worth keeping, he said, like us. They danced, Elias, Helena and Mila swaying together as the sun set. Sometimes kindness saves a life, Helena whispered. Sometimes it saves two, Elias replied. Mila squeezed their hands. Sometimes three. Their story had begun in a storm and ended in the warmth of a new family.